So today we are doing black pearl on these two, orange pearl on those and that. We have sway bar that we're going to do black on. And then we have a clear touch-up that we're going to do here. This is really rough. And so I'm going to sand this down, possibly do another clear since I'll have the clear out today. So not a lot of stuff, but important stuff. Important stuff that needs to look really, really good. So our temperature outside is not really true. It's kind of hitting the sun, but it is the sun temperature, so that's actually good. Right now it's 71, so a lot different than spraying in 105 degrees. So we are going to try to adjust accordingly and see what we could do to get this stuff taken care of. So you can see that I'm spraying with a can on certain things, and the reason being is some of this stuff is just a color issue. So for instance, the orange needs to go over white, and so I ran out of epoxy primer, which was white, that I was using as a sealer coat, and which you can use as a sealer coat. But I ran out of that, so I'm just using a spray can white, which will at least give me what I need, and then put on top of that. So I'm really watching my chemical windows of making this stuff dry a little bit more to where the chemical window's open, but the actual stuff is dried and outgassed, since I'm changing manufacturers in the sense of what I'm laying on. And then when it comes to the sway bar, I'm actually using a black epoxy paint because, again, I don't have epoxy and I'm going direct to metal. So I'm using that as a spray as the primer base, epoxy black, direct to metal, and then I'll go over it with clear. So that's kind of some of the changes you're seeing today, just to get these last few parts done. All right, so we fixed this one, and you can see it's just like glass. In fact, this one actually might look better than all the other ones I've done in the past, but in any case, it looks great. And so we got this finished. I've been having a lot of problems trying to find the right bushings for this. I have certain companies where they're like, yeah, every one is split, so you could just pop it around. And then I get it in and it's not split, and there's no way to get it over the ends because it's twice as big on the end than it is on the actual rod itself. So, but here is the stash. We got all this stuff here, and I got a whole box. I think this is all my chrome stuff. And then, you know, just tons and tons of parts all ready to go. So we're really getting it all dialed in here. So we're getting really close. In fact, you know, we just have a few more things to do, and then it's take the van apart itself. So we did get this finished, but I'm not super happy. Like, it actually looks great, but this is kind of what I'll consider a money shot piece. And there's a few parts where it's just a little bit too textured for me. So what I'm going to do, and there's other parts where it's really nice and glossy. So obviously I was having cup problems, and the cup was pressurizing and doing all sorts of weird stuff. There's enough clear on this that I could just do a light sanding, get the whole thing sanded, and put one nice, fresh, clean coat on it. And I'm thinking, you know, I'm actually painting this thing upside down, which sucks because the parts you want to see are the parts up here. And so I'm thinking of actually putting like a screw or something through here and holding it up upright in the way it should be, like it's going to go in the vehicle, and spray it that way. So that way all the parts that you actually want to see are getting a really good coating on it. So, and then the last thing I need to do is these two pieces. And so I'm waiting for black to come in. I think it's going to come in about 2 days, and then I'll remix, and then I'm going to paint these. And so these need to go black, clear on that. And I felt like there was something else I needed to clear. I guess that's it. It's just these three pieces. So, and then I believe that is it for like all the parts that I've already been pulled off of this van. The only thing left is emergency brake pedal, and I do have the radiator frame. However, I don't know if I need to modify that for a new radiator, so I don't really want to paint it and then jack it up later. So that's kind of on the back burner. Yeah, and I guess I don't know if I've talked about this or not, but because this thing has so much filler on it already, I like me worrying about, you know, blasting it and causing havoc. Like, there's so much havoc already, it doesn't really matter. So a lot of people have been, you know, commenting about all sorts of different things to, you know, take the paint off and chemical wise, and, you know, vinegar and, you know, baking soda or powder or something. And I appreciate all the help, because I really do appreciate the comments of what to do. But this is a, you know, if I had a barren lot that I could just go out there and go to town on this thing and rip stuff off and strip the paint, it would be great. But since I'm in a HOA situation, it's kind of brutal. And so after seeing, you know, I'm thinking about it and just seeing how much body filler is already in this vehicle, I think I'm just going to drop it off, get it blasted, call it a day, and move forward. So that's kind of where I'm at. In fact, while I'm sitting here, I see a little crack of light right there. Now I just have to remember that. That's the issue, is remembering what I need to do. So I think I'm just going to get this thing blasted and call it a day. And then I could actually start working. And, you know, it costs some money. It's going to be, I don't know, somewhere around $1,800, $2,000, you know, and that I haven't even double checked on the inflation cost at this point. So it might be over $2,000. But I think, you know, that will just hit the ground running, and I just feel like it's a little over the top right now, like trying to do stuff. And you know, you saw how difficult, you know, I did a chemical on this and I got 50% of it off. And when I say 50%, I don't mean like there's parts down to the metal. There's no parts down to the metal. I got a few layers of paint off, and now there's more layers and primer, and the primer is pretty brutal. And I just, you know, just blast it, call it a day. That's kind of what I'm saying. I'm also dealing with the engine shop, and it's been a very slow process. It hasn't been, all right, here's your options, bam, bam, bam. Which ones do you choose? Okay, let's implement. All right, here's your bill, boom, pay for it. 2 weeks later, pick up the, you know, like, it's not going anywhere like that. It's kind of like it's been down there for, I don't know, 4 or 6 weeks, and I don't even have a price list yet. Like, it's that brutal. So I figured, well, if they don't want my money now, then I'll give it to the blasting company and just get this going. So I think that's the official decision. Now I just got to figure out the logistics. I still have my trailer. And even if I didn't, you know, I could get a trailer and get this thing picked up and moved. But I still have my trailer, so we're going to dig into that. And I got to start making some calls and see what's going to take. Whether it can be done on a weekday only, or can it do a Saturday, and can I film it? That would be awesome. I don't think I've ever seen a van be taken care of. So it'd be kind of cool. And then I got to figure out, like, I have all these straps that are on the doors, and, you know, even though I'll probably try to make new ones, you know, I don't want in the process of them, you know, accidentally over torquing the doors by taking them off. So I don't know. I got to figure that out. And the other thing I got to do before I do that is actually get these doors aligned. I really want to get the doors aligned, then take out whatever weather stripping. I can't speak. Take out whatever weather stripping is left in the vehicle, which is stuff like this. And I just wanted to leave it in while I'm getting the doors all located and ready to go. I did buy pins. I have the pins ready. So, you know, and here's amazingly, I mean, this has been open for, months. I mean, months and months, and there's no real rust on it. So I'm pretty shocked. And that went through like the full monsoon rains and everything under the cover before the cover got shredded. And it's looking fine. So I think when I go get this thing blasted and all this stuff pulled off, and I'll have to remove this stuff too, I don't think I have to worry too much about surface rust, and I could do a lot of welding and body work and things like that, and to kind of take my time a little bit to get that done. So instead of like racing to get the epoxy on. So could be wrong about that. And I definitely got to replace some of the floor over there. So that's where we're at. I think that's my official decision, and go from there. Have a great day.